Recording.
Did I ever tell you how lucky you are? By Dr. Seuss. See? Dr. Seuss. When I was quite young and quite small for my size, I met an old man in the desert of Dries, and he sang me a song I will never forget. At least, well, I haven't forgotten it yet. He sat in a terribly prickly place, but he sang with a sunny, sweet smile on his face. When you think things are bad, when you feel sour and blue, when you start to get mad, you should do what I do. Just tell yourself, Ducky, you're really quite lucky. Some people are much more. Oh, ever so much more. Oh, muchly, much, much more unlucky than you. Be glad you don't work on the Bungle Bung Bridge that they're building across Boober Bay at Bum Ridge. It's a troublesome world. All the people who are in it are troubled with troubles almost every minute. You ought to be thankful, a whole heaping lot, for the places and people, you're lucky or not. That's right. Look at that bridge. What a mess. Probably not even unionized. Just suppose, for example, you lived in Gazette and got caught in that traffic on Zate Highway 8. Look at that. That's not... Yeah, I know. Makes you mad. Or suppose, just for instance, you lived in Gazaire, with your bedroom up here and your bathroom up there. That would suck. Which shouldn't have anything to do with bathrooms yet. You just use the pants bathroom. Just suppose you were poor Herbie Hart, who's taking his thrombdefibrillator apart. He never will get it together, I'm sure. He never will know if it's the gick or the gore that fits into the scrux or the snucks or the snore. Yes, Ducky, you're lucky you're not Herbie Hart, who has taken his thrombdefibrillator apart. Sometimes happens when you rewire. You don't keep track of where the cables go. Then you're in a world of hurt. Think they work you too hard? Think of poor Ollie Sard. He has to mow grass in his uncle's backyard. And it's quick-growing grass, and it grows as he mows it. The faster he mows it, the faster he grows it. And all that his stingy old uncle will pay for shoving that mower around in that hay is the piffless pay of 2 duklas a day. That's not even minimum wage. And Ollie cannot live on such piffless pay. So he has to paint flagpoles on Sundays and grooves. How lucky you are you don't live in his shoes. That sucks. Look at that. He's all the way up there on that flagpole. And poor Mr. Bix, every morning at 6, poor Mr. Bix has his Borfin to fix. Yeah, those Borfins, man, they can get you at the wrong times. It doesn't seem fair. It just doesn't seem right. But his Borfin just seems to go schlump every night. It schlumps in a heap, sadly needing repair. Bix figures it's due to the local night air. Yeah, that's a pretty good theory. You know, we all know that Borfins, they don't tend to like them. It takes him all day to unschlump it, and then the night air comes back and it schlumps once again. So don't you feel blue. Don't get down in the dumps. You're lucky you don't have a Borfin that schlumps. I checked, Boogie. Not one Borfin in your room, schlumping or otherwise. And while we are at it, consider the Schlotz, the crumple-horn, web-footed, green-bearded Schlotz, whose tail is entailed with unsolvable knots. If he isn't muchly more worse off than you, I'll eat my umbrella. That's just what I'll do. Even ceiling fans. I don't know. And you're lucky indeed you don't ride on a camel. To ride on a camel, you sit on a whammel. A whammel, you know, is a sort of a saddle, held on by a button that's known as a faddle. And boy, if your old whammel faddle gets loose, I'm telling you, ducky, you're gone like a goose. Or a camel, in this case. There's the faddle that's coming loose there. I know, that guy's screwed. And poor Mr. Potter, T-crosser, I-dotter, he has to cross T's and he has to dot I's in an I and T factory out in Van Nuys. That's in California. This is before outsourcing. This book was written before globalism. Oh, the jobs people work at out west near Hotch Hotch. Gesundheit. There's a Hotch Hotcher bee watcher. His job is to watch. Is to keep both eyes on the lazy town bee. A bee that is watched will work harder, you see. Well, he watched and he watched, but in spite of his watch, that bee didn't work any harder. Not much. So then somebody said, our old bee-watching man just isn't bee-watching as hard as he can. He ought to be watched by another Hotch Hotcher. The thing that we need is a bee-watcher watcher. Sounds like he works in academia. Well, the bee-watcher watched the bee-watcher. He didn't watch well, so another Hotch Hotcher had to come in as a watcher. And today all the Hotchers who live in Hotch Hotch are watching on watching watch. Watching the watcher who's watching that bee. You're not a Hotch Hotcher. Excuse me, a Hotch watcher. You're lucky, you see. They don't even have comfortable footwear when they're standing out there on the hard ground. That sucks, Boogie. And how fortunate you're not Professor DeBreeze, who has spent the last 32 years, if you please, trying to teach Irish ducks how to read Javanese. I should have gone with some Javanese ducks and would have had an easier time with it. Maybe the research conclusions wouldn't have been as weighty. And think of the poor puffing Pugelhorn players who have to parade down the Pugelhorn stairs every morning to wake up the Prince of Puboken, excuse me. Yeah, it's awful how often their pugels get broken. Amen. And oh, just suppose you were poor Harry Hatto. Try as he will, he can't make any shadow. Does that mean he's a vampire? Vampires don't have shadows.
No, I think vampires do have shadows.
All right. Sorry, technical question there. He thinks that perhaps something's wrong with his giz. And I think that, by golly, there probably is. And the brothers Bazoo, the poor brothers Bazoo. Suppose your hair grew like theirs happened to do. You think you're unlucky? I'm telling you, ducky. Some people are muchly, oh ever so muchly more unlucky than you. Let me help you out here, folks. You're falling into oblivion there. See? Not very many babies have somebody to help them readjust their position. So you're so lucky. You're so lucky to have me as a parent. And suppose you lived in that forest in France, where the average young person just hasn't a chance. to escape from the perilous pants-eating plants. I did actually hear you shouting that the other morning, so at least you're grateful. And speaking of plants, you should be greatly glad it. You're not Farmer Falkenberg's 17th radish. See that, Boogie? That radish right there is about to get gobbled up. I wonder why it's not the 13th radish, but who knows? Dr. Seuss. And you're so lucky, so lucky, you're not Gookie Gown, who lives by himself 90 miles out of town. In the ruins of Ronk. Ronk is rather run down. Look at that place. It looks like Cleveland. Terrible. And you're so lucky. You're not a left sock, left behind by mistake in the caverns of Croc. Not that the sock knows any better than we won't. Thank goodness for all the things you are not. Thank goodness you're not something someone forgot and left all alone in some punkerish place, like a rusty tin coat hanger hanging in space. They don't even make coat hangers out of tin anymore, if they ever did. That's why I say, ducky, don't grumble, don't stew. Some critters are much, oh ever so much. So muchly, much more. Get on with this damn story so I can eat. Unlucky than you. That's right. The end.
Alright.